Hello everyone, in this video I will smash a Mazda RX-7 that I made myself from plasticine. Yes, I made this car out of plasticine. With my own hands I created its engine, the bottom of the car, the interior with seats and all the details. Next Saturday there will be a full video on how I create this Mazda RX-7 step by step. You can see how I do all this only from plasticine with my own hands. In this video there will be a crash test. Of course, it's a pity when such many hours of work breaks in seconds. Such a masterpiece made of plasticine. This is the content I have for you to show you how a plasticine car breaks down on a scale. Since the car is all made of plasticine and this material is soft, it can always be broken or simply change in shape. In my case, break it. The car body is specially designed so that it can be damaged and deformed in a collision. That is, the body parts of the car are thin. I made them from sheets of plasticine, from a block like this. The damage may be a little similar to the real thing since everything is crushed, bent, and torn, resembling metal. And before I break this Mazda, please watch for 30 seconds how I made it. This is the damage from the first collision, to be honest. I thought it would be bent right up to the door, but no. The car still couldn't hold on because of the abrupt start and because the plastic is slippery. Although the car fell down, nothing was further dented. Only the bumper on the left side was dented, cracks appeared and the paint was cracked. The hood was also slightly bent. The damage turned out to be weak, so I think we need to run it again. This time I will secure the car more securely. From below you can see how the bumper is slightly cracked. This time the car didn't crash. The damage was worse, but not much. It's noticeable how the hood is bent. The extent of the damage is clearly visible from the side. The hood still opens, but nothing happened to the engine. Well, from the top you can see how much the right side is bent. Now I'll place a pencil in place of this block and make a head-on collision. And this is what the damage was like when it collided with a pole. Part of the bumper took on and imprinted the shape of a pencil. The bottom bumper cracked and bent even more into the engine, while the hood was also dented. The speed is clearly not enough. I would like to see the damage more severe. The lower part of the bumper is cracked and now holds on very weakly. This time the engine was damaged. The turbocharger broke off and it is staggering along with the radiator. Now I'll start the car sideways with the driver's side against the pole. The car flew off the board again because it was not secured correctly. The impact hit the right fender in front of the driver's door. And because of the energy, the wheel was torn out and the mirror flew off. Also because of this collision, the front part of the car was bent. From below you can see how deep the dent was and how the threshold was bent, actually not very much. Also, a couple of parts in the engine flew off, the bottom cover that covers it and this turbocharger with a radiator. Then the collision will be on the other side. This is how the collision turned out. Exactly in the center of the door, the dent was quite strong. The pillar reached right up to the seat and crushed the roof a little. The door itself bent at an angle, but the threshold took on the rounded shape of a pillar. This is what it looks like from below. And this is how you can see this big dent and how much it has distorted the side of the car. The rear bumper also received a small dent and the license plate fell off. Next, there will be a collision in the rear. The rear was damaged like this. Part of the bumper, the headlight unit, and a little of the trunk were bent. In general, the rear part turned out to be quite strong and the bumper did not bend much inward. From above, you can see that the trunk did not allow the damage to go further since it only bent at the beginning. I'll try to run the rear end again. But this collision has already finished off the rear part of the car. Everything was bent very much. Even the gas tank almost broke off. It would be better to tear it off. So overall, it turned out very cool. Good damage. That's what I wanted to achieve. It's a pity that this doesn't work from the first collision and the car has to be restarted. And this is what the car already looks like from below. The driver's door is still intact, so I'll run it sideways one more time. It turned out very similar to the other side, only the dent is bigger. It's funny that the car is still holding up after so many collisions. Usually they are already falling apart, but here it is still holding together. Apparently it made a good body structure and glued everything together securely. The damage was not bad. Everything looked very cool and clearly better than before. The car sometimes flew out after a collision, but here you just need to secure it correctly. Write what you think about the new crash test method, whether you liked it, and what you would recommend to improve. It will be interesting to know your opinion. But what was left of the Mazda after this crash test? There was quite a lot of damage, but not everything was trashed. Now the Mazda is stored on a shelf of broken plasticine cars. In the next crash test, I am already planning to crash the Nissan GT-R that I recently sculpted. And that's all I have for you. I hope that you liked this video, and if so, then click like and subscribe to the channel if you are interested in my plasticine creativity. Thank you all for watching. Bye everyone.